Alert, alert. The PulseChain Sacrifice wallet has started to buy PulseX. That is right, baby dolls. We're going to cover some big wallet moves and another double alert. Whoa! The BankX wallet has started providing single-side liquidity for eHEX on PulseChain. Actually, I made a video, if you recall, friends, from yesterday. I told you, hey, BankX, what you guys should do is go to 9mm, dex.9mm.pro, and provide a single-side liquidity. Remember, friends, I showed you the video of how they should do it. That is actually still loaded up here on my browser. You can see eHEX and DAI, whatever it is they want to provide on the other side. And then they can go and see whatever range they want to put. But first, let us actually check out the buy. So, friends, there's been a lot of commotion that's been going on, a couple of moves. So, I'm going to tell it to you in a summary because I just can't find all the information out here in first. But first, I'll show you actually the buys themselves. Do you see these buys? This is the PulseChain Sacrifice wallet. Look at this. Bought 5 grand, 50 grand, 50 grand, 50 grand, 25K, bang, 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 bang. Okay, they didn't actually buy it up to that price. That's just the buys stacked, okay? So it's like this. See that? It's not like they bought up the line and got rejected. However, after it got revealed that it was buying, I think these buys are people front running. That's just my guess. People front running saying, oh, he's going to keep buying. And then no, it stops there and it slows down. Okay, so it's around here. So he started buying at, look at this, 3,600 US. This is PulseX, by the way. So damn, that's big, man. That's 64% below day one sack. It brought it up to about 56% below day one sack. I know the numbers are a bit confusing just to read. So yeah, basically from 3,600 units up to 4,100 units. Yeah, I guess we'll take it. Anything, because we started sinking pretty hard. What I can do is, friends, just show you PulseX's price chart. This is what it's like. You actually see, the buys are sprinkled here, friends. The buys are sprinkled here, up here. So you can see, there you go, the buys smashing it up. Okay, and there was another wallet that bought it up for $14 million up here. And now you can basically see there's buys happened here, buys happened here. Okay, so we're just basically, I don't know why it doesn't show the exact ones down here. Probably because, actually, I know why. It's a new week's loaded. That's why. Because we've just ticked over a new week. So sometimes these things, they're not exactly 100% easy to be read. You just got to check the time frame and stuff you're looking at. And just one more time for some reference points, you get to see, man, this is where day one sack is up here. And it is still minus 60% below. He started buying when it was like minus 66% below. But don't forget, friends, okay, if we just remove it, I'll go back to my proper chart, which is nice here and clean. I know it's like a really volatile to look at, but we did have the smash up on the weekly super trend, come back on. Now we are around the 21 EMA. So hopefully, once again, hoping and coping, same thing all over again. The wallet started buying. Now, there's been a lot of commotion actually on Twitter. So basically, what's happened is there is a wallet. So shout out to Marty and all the other on-chain analysis guys who do this. Now, friends, here's the thing. A lot of people, they are already saying, let me know what you think. A lot of people are saying, hey, they're talking to the on-chain people. They say, on-chain people, stop looking at Richard's moves and trying to guess. Stop it. Stop being it. Stop doing that. All right. And people are basically in 50-50. Should they research on-chain or shouldn't they? So some people who say, hey, man, it's free public information. Of course, we're going to look at it. Okay. That's one hand. On the other hand, people say, oh, it's counterintuitive. It's making us focus on the wrong things. Where do I stand? Well, I don't care. You understand? Firstly, it's free. They can do whatever they want if you're crying like a little bitch. Okay, that's firstly. Secondly, I'm going to play for you some nice Habibi music just because, friends, it's okay. It's all right. I want you to know something, friends, okay? When it comes to a guy as smart as Richard, if he really didn't want you to see, you wouldn't see, all right? You wouldn't see anything. That's firstly. Secondly, we are now in a depression. All right, I think the PulseChain community is clearly entered a depression phase. Remember the Wall Street cheat sheet? We had the denial phase when everyone thought it was Somi, your friend Somi, the reason why we can't pump, which is absolutely amazing. I'm the reason for everything crashing. We had panic, capitulation, fear. We're in a depression phase. Now, in this depression phase, friends, depression is when you have no hope. So in no hope, you cling on to anything if you're still holding. You're like, oh, please tell us now. What I've noticed is, I said PulseChain is leverage on Ethereum. When we stopped going up and then the buyers ran out, my saying PulseChain is leverage on Ethereum, I was considered FUD. because we went up, we started topping out, we come back down slowly, and I'm like, well, the dopamine's gone. I'm basically, friends, what I'm basically doing is I've told you, hey, we're here for the parties, a lot of alcohol and babes and stuff. Okay, and I'm the guy who tells you, hey, man, check the time. It's 3 a.m. You've got to get out right now. The party's over. I'm literally that guy who says that. So am I giving you FUD because I said, hey, man, party's over? I'm not giving you FUD. I know you don't like hearing that information. You don't like, just shoot the messenger. Okay, friends, you pretty much got to get into a grip of reality here. So I basically said, guess what? Buys run out. Feels like buys run out and we're moving down. So obviously, once again, you're here for long term. You're not here just because you think something's going down doesn't mean you get out. You stay long no matter what. Just got to keep clarifying this for people. That's not the game. Even though you know stuff is going down and up, you stick with them. Just like if you have a friend and you know they're going to be late by a few minutes to lunch, are you just going to say, you know what? I'm not going to invite you at all because I know you're going to be late. I know you're going to be like 4 minutes late. I don't want you to invite. You see what I mean, friends? It's the same thing out here. All right. Now, when it comes to markets in this cycle, I said PulseChain's leverage on Ethereum is considered FUD. Now that we've entered depression, no hope, the bottom, all right, of this mini cycle, me saying PulseChain is leverage on Ethereum is considered bullish. It's considered bullish copium because people, I'm serious, yeah, because people are saying, oh my gosh, okay, so we're not going to zero. We just need Ethereum to go up, and Ethereum is in charge by, it's controlled by Vitalik, 4000 IQ, alien genius, and surely that's going to go up. It's got an Ethereum ETF. So yes, that's pretty much it, friends. Now I'm considered, it's the same information, by the way. We're leverage on Ethereum. All right. Now, when you understand we're leverage on Ethereum, that's what I want you to see. On the on-chain stuff, this stuff moving around, you're getting to see it firsthand. Not only with the wallets and stuff moving in, but also people's price sentiment coming in as well. So, if you wanted to have a quick check as well, friends, Ethereum's price sentiment is very, very low. Look at this. You have ETH BTC still at 0.05. This is pretty much, it's bleeding really bad. A lot of Ethereum people are in cope mode because they feel like, we've lost everything to Solana. So maybe this thing goes up here. Remember, I thought by Q1, this would be repeating much better because it's a Bitcoin halving year. So normally in a Bitcoin halving year, Ethereum goes up. The money all went to Solana. Okay, Solana has taken that share. Is it going to keep continuing? We don't know. You never know, friends. I just can't believe. Do you know how easy it is for Vitalik to say, guess what, guys? We're going to lower the gas fees. It's going to be like another bump. And maybe the gas fees, maybe they drop like 25%. Just enough to keep everybody believing it's come back in. And then it just gets a season again. They can always do something like that. And of course, you've got the Ethereum ETF coming. So yeah, I hate to break it to you, friends, but no one cares about your $100 swap fee. No one cares about the swap fees of being $100 because people are out here trying to make 50 grand, 100 grand. That's pretty much the money on the line when the Ethereum ETF comes in. So going back to look at this PulseChain and PulseX wallet, remember, I was continuing, friends, with the story about here. You have the PulseChain Sacrifice wallet as well. This is PulseChain price chart where we've got a long way to go. I mean, this has been pretty much hell. Yes, yes, people are going to do the on-chain stuff as well. I've got to share with you some even more information about the on-chain stuff. So you see, look at the price chart, it's not moving around. I'm saying we're leverage on Ethereum. You got that. Now, here's the thing. There was a wallet that received or connected with a Bybit exchange account. All right. This wallet received, I believe, okay, don't quote me, 1,300 Ethereum in June or July 2020. 1,300 ETH. And then it bought HEX. So someone from a Bybit exchange loads 1,300 Ethereum and just buys HEX. Okay? That's it. Now, here's the thing. This same wallet received Pulse. I think it did a sacrifice. I forgot how much. I don't know if I put anything in. I don't know. It put money in, and then I think it sold $2 million of Pulse. Okay, so people are believing this might be Richard. However, the $2 million of Pulse sold on one leg was matched by $2 million being bought elsewhere. You understand? So one's being sold and one is being bought up. So we don't know exactly what's the reason going on here, but if you maybe, friends, just speculating, once again, that's what we're here for. You're listening, go, what could it mean? What could it mean? Okay, I'm just throwing theories, okay? Someone out there, maybe a Greg, maybe Richard Hart himself, who might control it, he sees big potential in PulseX. So think about this, friends. If you are selling down Pulse and you're buying PulseX, you're basically rotating the ratio only, but you haven't put any money in. So you've net minus 2 million plus 2 million. You have a net of 0, but you've moved the ratio. So let's actually have a look at what's going on here. I'm going to change this, friends. I'm going to change this pulse ratio here. So you can actually see this move coming up. See this move? There you go. So isn't it kind of crazy? He's done this around the 21 EMA again. It is a crazy. See how trust me, he's not watching this chart. He's not looking at, oh, my friend saw me. Who's this guy with a Pokemon hat? Has got a 21 EMA. I'm going to go do this fancy move. No. It's just that it's crazy. Just to the universe, all this stuff line up. Okay. Now, what he's done is he's effectively starting to buy this ratio. Now, here's the thing. Friends, like I told you, I don't criticize Richard Hart. You're either on the boat or you're not. You understand? Go swim with the sharks, that's fine. I'm just telling you, clearly, if what he's done is true, if he's done something like this, okay, and if that's true, he sees big benefits to the PulseX to Pulse ratio being up here. He sees big benefits. What are those big benefits? I don't know. Does he want Pulse? Look, you got to think, friends. Just to let you know, there's a buy and burn that has a bug that's buying too many PulseX tokens. That's right, buying too many, not selling, buying too many. It's on V1. It's buying and burning like 4x the amount. So it could be that Richard has seen, hey, if I pump up PulseX and people trade and they do a certain amount of volume for 6 months, that volume added up every day, the hyper buy and burn of people trading and meme coins and PulseChain and PulseX and swapping around because it's got a route through PulseX, right? That trading, the volume will buy up a super hyper aggressive amount of PulseX and it will like chop it up even more, chop up the supply. That could be it. He's probably looked at and he goes, well, what's the benefit of putting Pulse up or versus Pulse? That could be it. It could be it, friends. It could be something to do with that. Or it could just be he's worked out something. That's why I'm not here to criticize. He's the genius. Okay, so obviously he knows what he's doing. I'm not here to say it's good or bad as a ratio. I don't really care. Everyone's gonna have an opinion about that. I got no opinion. Okay, this is just what's happening. Okay, now here's the thing. This ratio, it's not dangerous at all. Even if it gets up here, friends, and you're in PulseX to Pulse but yield farm on PulseX, it's only a plus 50% move up here. And I'm going to show you the impermanent loss about that. So if one asset moves 50%, the other one doesn't move, you've only got a 2% impermanent loss, which is nothing. Why? That is basically the yield farm on PulseX. Pulse and PulseX is 20% per year-ish. So that's about 1.67% per month. So basically, that whole move, you only lose about 2 months of yield. No. Yeah, 1.5 months of yield. But guess what? You've been yield farming the whole way. You've made more than 1.5 months of yield. You've been probably making you've been doing it for like 10 months now. You made 10 months of yield. So you only lose 1.5 months. You know what I mean? So you're still up. So it's not dangerous. That's why PulseX and Pulse, they're very spiritually linked. They're pretty, I don't want to say fully safe, but they're near blue chip safety in terms of like yield farming and stuff. But everything else is risky. Just to show you, if you yield farm on PulseX, the hex and hex and Pulse, let's use Pulse and die. If one of your legs does a 10x and the other leg die doesn't move, you've lost 44% of your coins down here. That's right, you've lost 44% of your coins. Okay, lost 44%. You don't get that back. It's not coming back down unless it's the bear market. And it's pretty much ruled over. That's why you got to be careful. That's why I don't never ever do any of these stable coin yield farm stuff. The yield is never worth it. You always end up a very unhappy customer. Now, I also have this coverage post here just to show you this was a PulseX price chart. Someone clicked sell for 5%. Just going to cover this as well. So there's a couple of these buys that were happening, right, as we've been covering. But that's what to show you, friends. So one wallet from, we don't know who it is, 1300 ETH sells. And then it was reported that it was an origin address linked wallet. Now, that's why there's a community notes, actually. Funny enough, we use a community notes on PulseChain people. That's showing that, hey, well, it's not origin address linked. It's all speculation. So, look, friends, I'll just tell you one thing. There is no way Richard wants anything but the price going up at this point. Trust me. Everyone's annoying him. A lot of people turn their back on him. A lot of people saying bad things about him. And a lot of people are not only doing that, they're showing the chart that he said would probably go up and was like bullish on. there is absolute, trust me, he has 100% interest to do the right thing. He's worked everything out. I'm just telling you, friends, all these little things compounding. That's why, friends, if you're behind, look, if you're behind in just any other project leader and they're running something complex like this, how do they think about, okay, what's the world look like if I pump this ratio or do this? You know what I mean? Like, it's not, you needed someone actually like really, really smart who can figure this stuff out. Okay, so that's most important. And I guess we'll just see how all the ratios go out. Now, I want to talk to you about the BankX eHEX wall. So that's crazy. Remember, I made a video, friends. This is the eHEX pool. It's USDC and HEX. Maybe they should have done DAI, but I'm not sure. They have a pool here. They have a single-side liquidity pool. So you see this is all the wall. So what we can actually do is, friends, we can actually go to the chart of eHEX itself, and I can show you what it looks like here, okay? What it looks like here. So I believe, I can't remember exactly, I think they have it at 0.007. I think they've dropped it from here to about 1.4. So instead of this range being up here, the new wall is now here. So what we can do is you can actually add BankX wall. And I have now added a trusted squirrel emoji with some nuts. Because, yes, friends, if you do this number, by the way, so another way to look at it, BankX were willing to be purchased by the market for about $14 million, about there-ish. They were going to make $40 million, the fees and stuff probably. They've lowered their wall now. They'll accept $8 million. So Richard fudding them out. I guess he saved everybody $8 million. Kind of, but don't think that 7-dimensional chest was really worth it. I mean, he lost all that market cap value. So BankX to get bought out, I think is now like 7 or 8 million. And a lot of people, friends, look, man, obviously I was very critical. I didn't like what happened, especially with the BankX thing. But I'm just telling you right now, everyone should cool it with BankX. Trust me. They've done pretty much everything you should do in their scenario at this point. Besides, send the money back to Caldwell. Hey, could you have done that? But look, at the end of the day, trust me, and the market's smarter, friends. And I've got to please repeat to you, meme coins are doing $10 million of volume per day. Many meme coins of trading on-chain per day. $10 million of trading volume per day, friends. Per day. 5 million to 10 million per day. This is a single wall now of $8 million. Even at $40 million, doesn't really matter. You can chew through that, man. You can chew through that. Trust me, you can chew through that. But if the market doesn't want to chew through that because the prices are too high, as you got to see, that's why PulseChain and PulseX and HEX all rotated down. Obviously, the prices were too high. So this is where the wall is now. Now, how I think it's going to play out, just friends, I'm just completely guessing. Look what it looked like here. See this slow burn forever? Maybe that's what happens here. And then suddenly we go up and up. It comes up, it rejects back down, and then goes, maybe we do something like that. And then finally, we come up, comes up, friends, and then finally the final piece, and it might just go, woo! And just a nice flat 2x, maybe. Okay, just maybe, just showing you got to chew through a wall. But look, the beautiful part is, just so you know, okay, you don't really chew through that wall. What's actually happening is, remember, they have a single-side eHEX. Now, if anybody wants to buy eHEX with any pair out there, they route through pHEX. pHEX will give you the cheapest price. So if, say, this wall starts at like 7/10 of a penny, 0.007. If another pool is 0.008, you start buying their wall up. You understand? You start buying that wall up through. So that's basically what happens, just that it takes longer and longer to fill out. Now, most importantly, right, walls or not, let's look at the ratio of eHEX to Pulse. This is most important. What I'm going to show you as well. See right here, friends. So even through all this, what we think is turmoil, the turmoil already happened, by the way. This was the turmoil. This was Richard to 85% minus. You see how we're just fizzling out here? That's pretty much it. We're just fizzling out. This is the eHEX versus Pulse ratio. So obviously, friends, I don't like to normally... I feel like I've got to help people now because I don't talk about sells and stuff. I don't want to tell everyone, hey, sell 1% or sell to... do what you want, okay? I'll just give you the massive euphoria signals. I go, well, everything we're in, we've got to get out. Pretty much at the end of the cycle, maybe. However, when it comes to these stuff, I'm going to have to draw the boxes beforehand. Okay, what I've done is so... And by the way, these boxes can be totally wrong. Just saying, if one day this lands up in here, you should be DCAing out here to buy Pulse. Up here, it means eHEX is now worth 50 Pulse or whatever it is up here. Okay, right now it's down to 20. It's around 20 Pulse. That's a unit. So don't worry about this unit. You look at the percentage gain. That's all that matters. So from here, if it gets up to like 2.2x versus Pulse, that's big. That would be you buy You put 10 million Pulse, you buy eHEX with it, and then you get back 22 million. That's if it works out. A lot of people believe that'll never work out. Many people believe it'll keep going to zero. But like I said, the weird hex guy starts doxing, stalking me right here. Just like up back here, basically at the bottom of the eHEX pHEX ratio back up there, okay? By the way, this is the eHEX chart. Friends, this is actually a very classical bottom signal. You make a bottom, it goes up, and then it dies back down, and it nicks right under the bottom. It actually trades right under the bottom. I don't know why. People get out. They think it's a level break. And usually, friends, this ends up just going like that, and then just like, whip, just does something like that. Usually, okay? It can't mess up. Finds its way to come back here. Now, what I'm going to do is show you the eHEX to pHEX ratio. Very important. You see this, friends. Now, look, most people are looking at eHEX versus pHEX. I used to look at that as well. But after Richard's tweets, I figured out something. From my observations, the market doesn't actually price eHEX relative to pHEX. It prices eHEX relative to Pulse. All right? Which further solidifies my theory that, you know, Pulse is the store of value being chosen naturally by the market. It's not really my theory. I mean, Pulse is bigger market cap, more value is being stored in there. Doesn't mean it can't pump and stuff. Yes, Richard can reprice stuff and tries to call FOMO. He can. But right now, you're fighting the market to do that. So that's what I'm basically seeing now. I've just been through markets, many charts of thousands and thousands of charts and all these examples. How is the market pricing eHEX versus Pulse more than the pHEX debacle? Why? It's because of the reaction after Richard Hart's tweets. It seems like, right? Remember, Richard tried to basically, let's get this unity, even though there's liquidity mismatches and stuff here and there. You basically got to see Pulse is the dictator. All right. And look, if I talk to you in another way, I say it in another language, it makes a lot of sense. So what do you think, friends, will matter more to everyone in the ecosystem? Just on average, I'm going to ask you two questions, okay? Would it be pHEX rallying to 10 cents? Or do you think it would be Ethereum's ETF? What do you think carries more weight, right, for macro wider forces? You know it's Ethereum. Okay, now you take a step line. You take it a step down. If Ethereum's ETF matters, do you think PulseChain or HEX is going to be adopted more by the average and organic retailers if Ethereum's going up? Now, as I've shown you from the ratios, Pulse versus pHEX goes up in risk on, which means as Ethereum goes up, probably PulseChain's also risk on. It's like, we are the layer one chain. Okay, so what I'm doing is just walking backwards here for you to try to get you the same conclusion. And I'm like, okay, well, if Ethereum's the big daddy, because actually Bitcoin, right? And before that, stock market's bigger daddy, and then you have Bitcoin, and then you have Ethereum, all right? And then we have Pulse. So that's why there's a big debate between the community. Is it Pulse or is it HEX? But it really doesn't really matter. It matters what the market thinks, right? The ratios are choosing. I mean, see, here's the thing. You can have all your theories all you want, but if you just go to gopulse.com, for example, you can see that PulseChain is storing. So if you have the market cap here, PulseChain storing 1.6 billion with a B, and then HEX is storing about 942 million. So PulseChain is storing 60% more value. Now, of course, that can be repriced. Yes, and it's thin liquidity. We understand it. But on average, look at the market's choosing right now. It's choosing to store that. So what I basically, in a nutshell, I've done these two things for you. First, I play some nice gentle angel music for you. It's doing it for you on the fly. On the fly. You know, what I've done is I've given you the numbers part, and the charts part. You can see eHEX, pHEX ratio. It does exist, of course, and they're all thin pre-line. But basically, I've done not in that quantitative part, but I've shown you, okay, logically, feel like Pulse is the spear. What I've done is basically just figured out both ways, because sometimes you got to check this stuff. Does it kind of make sense that is eHEX being priced off Pulse more or pHEX? I feel like Pulse, and the market's naturally kind of choosing that as well. And you probably like feel it. So you go, oh yeah, you know, if PulseChain was up 5 or 10x, I wonder what that means for the whole ecosystem, and PulseX moving up, and then people will start to feel differently about eHEX. Also makes sense because if PulseChain is the spear, eHEX is like leverage on the spear at this point. It's a lottery ticket on the spear. Okay, so that's pretty much it. But remember, because you have 5 children in the family, it's a bit hard to like work out these little kinks here and there. So at the end of the day, I mean, you have the eHEX to pHEX ratio. Many people, look, I don't know where this would end up. That's why I like watching it versus Pulse, but it would be cool one day if just somehow landed up here. You'd probably have to get out, though. I'm just telling you, you'd have to get out here, around here. See this zone? See this zone, friends? This is basically through the level. This might be the new level up here. Might go up here. People think it's cool back again. pHEX rallies because Richard Hart buys it. pHEX dumps, and this comes back up because Martini guy buys. You know what I mean? Like, you might have that. That might be the new zone. It might be. Although, it is possible the market goes, you know what? eHEX should be up here. That would be a shocker. Think about that. That defense, I can't tell you what amazing stuff. If we could actually get here and stay here and actually go back up. But I'm not playing for that. I'm not playing for it. I'm just saying it can happen. That would be the market saying, guess what, Richard Hart? We don't care what you buy. We're going to organize a ratio ourselves anyway. Okay? Just to let you know, friends, Richard buying, he is buying in a certain ratio. You know that, right? The market is free to accept or reject his buying every step of the way. So if he keeps buying pHEX and the market believes pHEX is too expensive versus eHEX, people will rotate out. If the market really wants to, it will. And then you got to think about, okay, how many people are in there playing just for the Richard Hart buying stuff? So look, this is what you might find, friends. You might find that when Richard buys pHEX, it's possible, right? Let's say he just buys pHEX later on and he pumps it up. You might find that when he stops, okay, this is eHEX versus pHEX, sorry. So maybe this has gone back up. Then Richard starts buying pHEX. When he stops, this comes back down, okay? It comes back down. And then as the market continues, it might go, you know what? Actually, even though you're buying pHEX, we decide this to be it. So, look, it's a very, very nuanced way to make a tiny bit of money. You don't need to do that. I'll just be honest, friends. I like talking about, like, I'm like, hey, I got leverage on Pepe. Maybe Landwolf's going to moonshot. You know what I mean? Like, we're really splitting hairs here. This stuff is making yield on already big piles of cash. You don't really care about that, just being honest. If you're going this deep into the weeds, I know it's cool, but I mean, it's just so much easier to go like, you know what? I like dick with butt. That's it. Because, friends, look, here's the thing. Not just dick with butt, many other coins as well. Because when it comes to these other coins, you see, getting this correct in eHEX, pHEX land, man, your upside is 20% extra, 30% extra. Okay, but think about someone like, I'm just playing around here, friends, dick with butt. Just imagine this thing goes, I don't know, one day, let's say just it flips teddy bear or goes to like 50 million market cap. You make 23x. You know what I mean? 23x. So you think, put it in perspective, all right? But I'm just showing you different levels of the game because there's a risk curve everywhere. People are happy with different parts of the risk curve. And yeah, you really have to look at USD portfolio size and go, well, what part of the risk curve appropriates to me? Where do I want to be? Okay. So you've seen a lot, friends. Seen the origin is just moving stuff. BankX is sell war. What's going to happen? We covered so many things. Pretty much everything you need to know. Like, subscribe, bell button, all. Catch you soon.